Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all the brand new Swift cards dropping today here in NBA 2K26 My Team. A bunch of cards, again, for the second week in a row, a very large drop. Also, one free Moments card coming today as well, in the form of Donovan Mitchell as an Amethyst. He had 46 earlier this week. Again, glad to see Moments cards coming relatively consistently. I would like to see this be a diamond, but still, I'll take a Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he should be basically the same as his diamond for free, I would think. We'll take a look at him in a second. Only one non-hidden gem, I'm pretty sure. I think everybody else here, Ed Davis, Gary Trent, Grady Dick, Hassan Whiteside, IQ, Juan Carlos Navarro, Scoot, and Tony Snell were all hidden gems. Derek Queen was not, though. All the diamonds are hidden gem diamonds, so nobody like new or surprising in that respect, except for obviously the WNBA card. But let's take a look at this drop. Let's see what we think of it. Tony Snell, 84 speed, decent defense, 87-3. He's missing, I mean, badge-wise, he's only got 10 total badges, though. A little bit of defense. He's not the worst 3-and-D, I guess, but that's about all he is. He's a decent 3-and-D option, pretty much. Scoot Henderson will be fun to use. Probably not extremely elite, but 6'3", 98 speed, agility, and vert with 97 driving dunk. Decent shooting ability. Defensively, he's kind of I mean, he's not the worst defensive card in the world besides the low block rating. He does have a couple defensive badges as a base card, and he's not the smallest point guard in the game at 6'3", but he's also not huge, and his SIGs are basic SIGs. I would definitely prefer a Marcus Smart or an Alex Caruso or a VJ Edgecomer. Somebody like that over Scoot Henderson. Natasha Cloud is the WNBA Pink Dime, or WNBA Amethyst, 5'10" at point guard, is pretty darn small. Has awesome stats and badges, though, besides the 25 standing and driving dunk, half challenger, half immovable, but at 5'10", you're probably not using her. She does have Steph Curry, the Curry slide, which is kind of fire. But you're still probably not using that card, I don't think, for anything other than offline. Juan Carlos Navarro, 93. Good shooting, but defensively super mid. 6'4" point guard, but the stats are not going to compete defensively. 65 driving dunk is, I guess you can still dunk. And does have Patty Mills jumper, but Patty Mills jumper doesn't do a ton for you when you don't have a great escape or great behind the back or just great SIGs in general. So I don't think this card's going to be anything particularly special, honestly. Wouldn't be particularly... I'm not particularly enthused about Juan Carlos Navarro as like an offensive point guard without the defense, without great SIGs. IQ 6'2", 87 speed, 93, 75 driving. Again, no real defense and mediocre finishing. Jumper probably is fine, but an undersized point guard has, I guess, a decent behind the back pro dribble style. But again, it's another undersized mid amethyst. Most of the amethysts at this point in the year are going to be pretty mid, and that's okay. But I'm glad they're at least getting through these hidden gem cards relatively quickly now, adding a lot of them and stuff, which is, I think that's an improvement. It'll make it so that hopefully we get new cards soon. You know what I mean? Hassan Whiteside, 7 foot with a 7'7" wingspan, but 72 speed, and is that a 57 or a 67 3 ball? 67 3 ball. I'm kind of good on that. You know what I mean? Not very fast, not a very good shooter, and his jumper is, if I remember correctly, it was hideous last year. So if it's on slow, oh yeah, no, I'm good. Definitely not particularly interested in Hassan Whiteside. Grady Dick, 86 speed, 86 380 driving dunk, defensively 70 79, 70 70. I mean, I don't know. SIGs aren't impressive particularly. Grady Dick release on normal. I don't know if it's good or not, but not a particularly impressive shooting guard. There's a lot of good shooting guards too. That's a pretty loaded position. So again, probably gonna pass. Gary Trent, I think he also has no defense on his card. Wow, no defense at all. 50 interior, 61 perimeter, 73 steals, 40 block with a 75 driving dunk. I mean, I'm good. That Gary Trent jumper is better this year, but not interested in a not particularly good slasher who also plays no defense at all at the shooting guard position. I will pass on that card right there. Ed Davis, is this a new one? I'm actually not 100% sure. I think he was already out. I believe he was a pink or an amethyst hidden gem. 84 speed, 85 standing and driving, 84 interior. Awesome rebounder, of course. That's what Ed Davis is known for. 57 3 ball. Ed Davis actually has a good jump shot. The problem is 57's a bit too low to really take advantage of that good jump shot. So while I do think his shot's good, I don't think you can really run this card either realistically with a 57 3 ball. I don't think it's going to be good enough to shoot that with any level of consistency. And then we have Derek Queen, who's the one hidden gem amethyst, or non-hidden gem amethyst, I should say, from today's drop, and he's interesting. 84 speed, 83, 80 driving, 87 interior and perimeter, 80 steal, 82 block. He's good. The problem with this card is, as an amethyst, he only has 4 badge slots. Let's count the amount of badges we want to add to him. Deadeye, limitless, set shot, slippery off ball, break starter, handles for days, lightning launch, We're already at 7. Immovable would be 8. Off-ball, pest, on-ball, menace, paint patrol. That's 9, 10, 11 or so. Yeah, I mean, that it doesn't include interceptor, doesn't include pick dodger, doesn't include challenger, doesn't include some of those other badges you kind of like to have on him too. The problem is, what are you going to add to this card? You give him set shot specialist, you can't afford to give him anything else as a shooter. Defensively, I feel like you need a movable enforcer and paint patroller. And then here's the thing, this card's really fun. Jaw escape, step behind the back. So then it's like, okay, I want to put handles for days and lightning launch on it because I want to use him as like a shot creating power forward or even center, like kind of a fun different card at the position. And I don't know if his jumper's good or not. We'll find that out later today. This card could be a lot of fun at the power forward position. And Derek Queen is an interesting, fun prospect, I feel like. I don't know. It's kind of a fun card. I just wish his badges were a little more complete because I don't think you can really run this card outside of salary cap. In salary cap, he'd probably be a bucket, but outside of salary cap, I'm not really sure you can run him. I also don't know if his jumper's good. If his jumper sucks, that will definitely hold that card back, but he does look pretty neat. I gotta say, it does look like a fun one for sure, and I'm interested to see what that card winds up playing like. Donovan Mitchell it looks like pretty much the same as his diamond. 94 speed, 93, 90 driving dunk. Defensively, not amazing. 70 interior, 80 perimeter is not super impressive. The high agility is nice at least, but he's got 21 total badges. He's got a lot of good badges in terms of finishing, shooting, and playmaking. Still needs like a movable off-ball, pest, on-ball, menace, paint patroller, stuff like that. I guess you don't need paint patroller, but a couple of those other badges for sure would help. This card looks, I mean, he looks pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely think he's gonna be a decent option. So. We will see about Donovan Mitchell. At least, I mean, he's a fun free option, I guess. I wish a couple of the moments cards were a little more viable, but glad to see them dropping nonetheless. So he's a fun free option. Stephon Castle is the first of the diamonds and probably the best of the diamonds, at least arguably. This card's going to be really good. 6'7", 6'9", wingspan, 88 speed, 85'3", 90 driving dunk, defensively very good. A versatile quality defender, every playmaking badge in the game as well. A lot of total badges, including a lot of good badges. As a base card is going to be really nice. Movement-wise, not going to be incredibly impressive or anything, but that's okay. He's going to be a solid shooter, good finisher. Just a nice, tall point guard who's got a lot of versatility. Definitely one of the better point guards in my team, especially for that attainable price point. Him and Dylan Harper are going to be a lot of people's point guards over the next few weeks. Roko 6'9" with 7'2" wingspan. He is elite defensively with offset shot as well. His jumper's not insane. He doesn't really have any sort of great movement or anything really, but he's got a nice smooth jump shot and he's a great defender. And he's also got an 85 driving dunk, so he's actually a decent finisher too. Roko is always a beast, and this card is no different. Great small forward, should be relatively affordable. If you're looking for a 3-and-D with some athletic ability, Roko can provide that at a very high level. Nikola Mirotic is 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan, but has 76 speed, 75 driving, and defensively is pretty darn mid. Needs a lot of badges added as well. And I know that's a 93 ball, that's nice, but default big upper is not very good either. I think I'm probably passing on Mirotic as a card. That does not look too great to me. Luol Deng is basically very similar to Roko. Another great defensive point guard with offset shot specialist, or a great defensive small forward with offset shot specialist. They're very, very similar cards. Now, Luol does have a little bit more in terms of the animation department than Roko does. Garland behind the back, decent dribble style. Jumper is very good himself. I think realistically he's a little different. He's got a -5 driving dunk, but honestly, I'd say he's probably just as good as Roko, if not even maybe a little bit better. This Luol Deng card's going to be super duper nice. Definitely a great small forward. Both him and Roko are elite small forward options from today. Jordan Poole, probably fun to use, probably not that great would be my guess with Jordan Poole. Yeah, no defense at all. Wow, terrible defense. I don't know if you could put this card on the court with that type of defense. Offensively, a fun card, but that defense is a problem. Would not probably recommend running Jordan Poole. DeAndre Jordan is going to be a non-shooter, only 75 speed as well. I'm just so good with off of a non-shooting big, especially one with only 75 speed. I will pass. He's like a shorter version of Mutombo. I know he's a great defender and a great dunker, but I'm good. And then Brianna Jones is the WNBA player from today's drop. How tall is she at power forward? Let's find out. 6'3". Let's go. 25 standing and driving dunk. I don't know how you could run that at power forward. I'm sorry. That's just not going to work. And then you got 4 pink diamonds. We'll start with the other WNBA pink diamond, Katie Smith, 5'11" shooting guard. Just too small again, you know what I mean? And I mean, great shooting badges, 93 speed as well. I would assume her jumper's probably decent. A lot of cards have released WNBA 5 with released WNBA 4 as their upper, it seems like. At least maybe not. A lot of cards have those animations. I don't know. I guess she has the same jumper as Swin Cash does, so I haven't used Swin Cash, so I don't know what jump shot that looks like. I would assume it's probably decent. Shooting badges are great. Defensively, decently competitive on paper, but a 5'11" shooting guard is obviously still not particularly a good value there. Russ is great, and I will say Russ's jumper is better this year than it was last, easily. 6'4" with a 6'8" wingspan, 98 speed, 95 driving dunk, 90 perimeter, 90 steal, 75 interior, 85 3 ball. I mean, his jumper is legitimately good. His movement is okay. I wouldn't say it's awesome, but it's not horrible. He's going to be really, really fun as a slasher. He's going to actually be a much better shooter than he was last year. He's got a lot of total badges, a lot of good ones. He's going to be pretty competitive defensively. Always has a decent player build, especially at 6'4". Russ is a good PG. He's not the best PG in the game. There's probably several better, but he's a very, very good card. Chris Webber is also going to be really nice. 92 speed, 90 driving, versatile defense, super complete, decent shooter. Not the best. I mean, his jumper's not insane or anything. Honestly think he's a pretty good card, though. There's a lot of good power forwards as well. I don't think Weber's better than Bosch or, I mean, I don't think with the jumper he has, probably he's better than a guy like a Bosch or a Jaren Jackson Jr. or something like that. But I do think he's going to be good. I mean, if his jumper was a little better, maybe I'd gas him even a little more. But I think he's solid as well. And then obviously KP's probably the best viable big in the game. I mean, realistically, he's 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan. He's basically a 7'2" version of Jack Sigler. Really, really good jump shot. Great catch and shoot shooter, and just solid versatile defender as well. 90 standing, 80 driving, 93 3 ball. Yeah, he needs a few badges still, but I mean, add break starter, maybe slippery off ball, and then immovable, that's 3. Off ball pest is probably 4, and then either on ball menace or lightning launch is probably 5. KP is going to be really good. He's not going to be this incredible shot creator or anything, but that's not obviously his role. His role is to be a versatile, solid option as a catch and shoot big who's going to be quality defensively and going to be a better finisher, I think, than people give him credit for as well. So I'm interested to see what this KP card looks like in game. I do expect him to be one of the very best bigs in my team, arguably maybe even the best. I mean, probably not. Not better than. I don't think he's better than Hakeem or Embiid. And honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I think he's just as good as Wemby. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm pretty sold on this at this point on the idea that I think Wemby's actually worse than Hakeem and Embiid this year. KP, I think, is just as good as Wemby is, to be totally honest. They're not particularly different. The plus 17 or 18 strength is kind of nice. I don't think Wemby's as good as he was last year. I think KP will be the best big in the game. You can buy on the auction house, but I think Embiid and Hakeem are probably still better, to be totally honest. That being said, this card's going to be very, very good. So that is the drop. A lot of good diamonds and a couple decent amethysts. Luol Deng, Rocco, and Stephon Castle are good. Obviously, Weber, KP, and Russ are all great options. Derek Queen's an interesting, fun amethyst. Donovan Mitchell for free is nice. Scoot will be kind of fun as well, but it's not the greatest drop ever, but it's definitely a solid drop. A lot of good diamonds. It's always a plus. If you're looking for a point guard or a small forward, especially, today is your lucky day. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.